Hi guys, and welcome to this unboxing of Warhammer Quest Cursed City. So I've been super excited about this game. Main reason is the original Warhammer Quest was sort of like a real driving force for me to get into tabletop wargaming in the first place. So when I saw this with all of the cool artwork and so on and so forth, I just had to take the plunge. For the channel, we'll be doing some painting videos, playing through the missions. Some of the guys at the club we're going to play through it together when we're allowed in the same room. And so on and so forth, so do make sure you press that subscribe button. But for now, let's pop it open and let's have a look at what we get. Okay, so cellophane's off. Let's go. So do that. New game smell. So the first thing we're greeted with is a plethora of miniatures. So let's have a look. I think that's Radakar the Wolf. He's the main boss. It's like an ogre-sized sort of vampire, I think. It's pretty cool. These are the heroes. Come in two separate sprues. So we've got the ogre, the dwarf on there as well. I think he's an engine rigger, is he, or something like that, I think. So the ogre and dwarf on one sprue, and these miniatures, as you'd expect from Games Workshop, they are incredible. They seem quite intuitive as to how to build them as well. Lovely detail on there, so a bit of a painter's dream really. So I'll be enjoying painting them up. So let's have a look. Who else do we have? Okay, so these are the smaller heroes. Let's have a look. There he is. There's Jensen. There's his hat on there. The details on there, really nice. We've got the wood elf. I don't know, they're called wood elves now, aren't they? But yeah, the wood elf there. We've got like the magey sort of character. Yeah, that's like Sigmarite priest, I think. Got the symbol of Sigmar on there. What else have we got? Yeah, really cool details. That's like your sort of Stormcast one, isn't it, with the eagle on his shoulder. Yeah, really cool. Lovely models, as you'd expect. That's a tash and a half, isn't it? Have a look. And then we've got baddies. Lots and lots and lots of baddies. Okay, first thoughts, they're massive. So they're like the ogre, undead ogre guys, aren't they? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're pretty cool. And this sort of like, it's like a Vargulf type thing, isn't it? Like a sort of larger enemy that's going to tear you to pieces, I should think, if you don't plan your party well enough. You've got like the vampire bride things that are on the things, which are really cool, like on these sort of bits of masonry and so on and so forth. So again, yeah, the detail one was lovely. We're really sort of looking forward to building them. There we go. We've got the Gravekeeper guy with his spade. Various different things. I like the sort of spy master character down there. So once I've built them all up, we'll do a video on the actual built miniatures. Well, lots of skeletons. Lots of skeletons. Lots of zombies. The Ulfin Watch, I think they're called. These giant bats. And there, so again, it's as you'd expect with Games Workshop now. They all seem to be sort of relatively straightforward to build, sort of push fit miniatures. And obviously you've got the undead rat swarms as well, which are pretty cool. Yeah, sort of like mini enemies all the way up to the more sort of advanced things. And look at that. I think this says a lot about what your Vampire Count's army is going to be like when it comes out for Age of Sigmar. And then same again down there. So right, okay, it's a duplication. So you've got two sprues that are the same to give you the variety of miniatures in there. And they've got different head options and things like that. It's that way. Yeah, cool. Okay, we have the divider in there, which is a really nice addition that they put in there to protect the other components from the actual sprues. And it's a backdrop for the Cursed City. That's going on the wall when the gaming room's done. So in there we've got a book pack by the novel from C.L. Werner. Okay. Assembly errata. Well, at least they've spotted it beforehand. Lots of dice. So it's very similar to Blackstone Fortress, if anyone played that, with your sort of critical successes and successes. Just now the Fate dice, or the Blackstone dice as it was, is now a D12 instead of a D20. One of the things that myself and Joe used to comment on was the enemies had so many actions to perform on a D20. At least they've got a few less now, so the streamlined gameplay. A mass of cards. Aether Sharpened Edge. Okay, now there we go. So there's Radakar the Wolf with his 12 potential actions or his D12 roll on the table. His movement, wounds, his size, melee, so they're the dice that he rolls, what damage he does on crits, so on and so forth. Different effects. I imagine that's the base for the Farkle. There you go. Lots of base bags. We're all familiar with those, aren't we? And then some absolutely beautiful tiles. So, yeah, wow, detail on them's lovely. So obviously it's squares now, so you move squares just like the original Quest, which is really nice to see. Sort of like a weird crypt throne room. Don't know what's gone off in there. Have a look on the other side. Tokens. So interestingly for this as well, you have a tracker. So your dice sort of like lock out these destiny dice, so to speak. Very much like Blackstone again. But also there's day and night. So your tracker goes around the side, and as the sun sets, obviously the undead get more powerful in the darkness. So your vampires want to get them dealt with before the sun sets. All of the symbols for the sort of the things that you've managed to kill, the sort of quests that you've completed, so on and so forth. Yeah, really cool. So plenty of card stock, and then nice little touch. Yeah, they're not embossed like they were in Blackstone, but you've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags for 8 characters, so you can continue them on as your quest continues. You know what you guys have got. So let's have a look in the books and see what they're like. Okay, so we've got plenty of books. We've got sort of 3 main ones. One's for Age of Sigmar, so it's not for Warhammer Quest. We'll get to that in a second. So, Care City build instructions. There we go. So, anyone's familiar with Games Workshop kits will know and love this. How to build your miniatures up to get them sort of ready for battle, so to speak. So we'll put that aside because I'll be building away later on, hopefully. We have a rule book for the Care City. I really like this sort of black and red effect that they've done. Like the sort of rain of blood coming down. Tokens, anatomy of a card, who your hero models are. Imelda Braskov. You don't want to sound like you mess with her, would you? And you've got the enemy on there, Radikal the Wolf, the Chamberlain, vampires. There we go. Look at these. Mysterious object models, gravestones. You can't have a game of the undead without gravestones. Combat tutorial. Moving with heroes, attacking with heroes, hostiles, recuperating, lightning assault. So it's like a how to play, I should think. Yeah, so basically play through, read these bits and it'll teach you how to play the game. Getting ready to play, pick the leader, pick a journey, pick your heroes, pick your initiative tokens. So one thing again, the cards, there's actually 4 now in these little tokens to go on the character card. And like Blackstone, there were so many cards by the time you finished it. Set up the Sky Vessel board, set the quest card up, build the discovery deck, place the combat track and cards. So again, that's a very sort of similar mechanic to Blackstone. Dice, gather board tiles, gateways and lich gates. Okay, set up the drop zone, place counters and tokens. So literally it's a step-by-step how to play the game, how to set it all out, the turn, journey phase, destiny phase. We'll go through this when we actually start playing the game, sort of do a let's play or how to play through sort of thing, but it's all there step by step, so it seems like it's relatively laid out well, which is nice to see, and it'll just get you into the game in a sensible way, so you're not suddenly sat there thinking, what on earth does that mean? And a quick reference, finally. Thank you, Games Workshop. Also in there we have the quest book, which is actually thicker than the rules, which is in true quest form. So, it's a bit about the Dark Legacy, the Age of Conflict, the city, what's happening. Dramatis Personale. So, Radikal the Wolf. In life I would have cut down all of you in the span of a single breath, and picked my teeth clean with your bones. Can you imagine what I will do to you now? Well, he's nice, isn't he? Oh, another pronunciation challenge for me. Virkos Bloodborne. Watch Captain Halgrim. Torgilius the Chamberlain. Gorslav the Gravekeeper. So it's telling you who all the enemies are, so on and so forth. Map of the city there, really nice. The artwork on it, as you'd imagine with this. And then we have the Agents of Defiance. So these are your good guys, basically. Imelda Braskov. Jelson Darroch. Dagny Holdenstock, fair enough, he's our little dwarf. Glario van Alten III, Qualathis the Exile, Cleona Zen, oh I ain't going to pronounce that, Octren Glimscry, Brutog's Corpse Eater, the big ogre, he likes smashing stuff up. I think that's going to be my character. Ulfengar in Peril, the journeys, so different journeys, different setups, different hunt maps, scavenge journeys, different scavenge maps, so there's a variety of different maps, variety of different options to play the game, different crises, so for example, during the game you can sort of have a random event, so to speak, so help, help. The heroes notice a group of terrified citizens trapped in a nearby house surrounded by deadwalker zombies. The hapless victims cry out for help. The acting hero must choose to help the citizen or ignore their cries. If they choose to help, turn to entry 117 on page 39. If they choose not to, turn to page 152. Sorry, page 43, 152. So if we said we'd help, 117. This is like those books that we used to play. Let's have a look. This is what happens, this is what doesn't happen, so on and so forth. So the heroes race to the citizens' aid, hacking the deadwalker zombies. The acting hero makes 4 free weapon attack actions as if his target was adjacent and visible. Reroll failed attack rolls if the acting hero is a stalwart. Okay. For each weapon action that is not successful, the acting hero suffers 1 damage, against which they can make a defense roll. If the acting hero would be taken out of action, do not apply any damage points that would take them out of action. It's assumed that they flee. If 2 or more of the weapon actions are successful, the deadwalker zombies are driven off. If the zombies are driven off, the acting hero gains 2 inspiration points and the crisis ends. If the deadwalker zombies are not driven off, the acting hero can try again. Repeat the process until either the zombies are driven off or the acting hero flees. If the acting hero flees, each hero loses 1 inspiration point and the crisis ends. So a bit of a double-edged sword, and it's quite interesting to give you the options here, and I'm still going page after page of those as to what might happen, little sort of extra things in the quest, which really sort of captures the original Warhammer quest sort of vibe, which is quite nice to see. The Fell Guardian, so I believe the way this works is that you have sort of like multiple quest steps to get to a main quest where you go and hunt one of the big bads, basically. Captain of the Damned, Shuffling Horrors, Whispers in the Dark, so these are your family ties. And then the Final Assault, where the big hard man sat on his throne. In there as well, there's also a sealed envelope. Ulfrin Khan in Peril envelope. Do not open until the Final Assault Decapitation journey has been completed. Ooh. What's in there, eh? So, I'm going to stay true to the game and we'll leave that sealed. And if we get to this stage where we finish the final journey, we'll open that up live on camera and see what's in it. It'll be quite interesting to see, won't it? We also have the Age of Sigmar Wall Scroll Compendium, which allows you to use the characters in Age of Sigmar. And we'll do a separate video on that for the Age of Sigmar fans out there. The last thing I just want to take a look at is the actual board tiles. So they are all push fit board tiles, so they come out of the sea. I'm not going to do it now just because I need to figure out how to sort of store all of this, but the detail on these is absolutely beautiful, and they're also like finished nicely, so should survive the rigors of gaming, so to speak. Yeah, there's some really messed up things happening in that city, hasn't there? I don't know what's gone off there. We have obviously a few tokens around the outside as well. The streets looking pretty grim. Yeah, also like smashed up inside houses, things like that. Yeah, pretty cool. And there's quite a lot of these as well. There's quite a lot of variety here, so yeah, that's just not good. If I came up across that, I think I'd be going the other way in a very heroic manner. Yeah, the detail on these is lovely. The artwork, the art department's really sort of done well with those, haven't they? So, and then, final one. There we go, like little rituals on the floor and things like that. And then there's the throne room. Don't know what's happening there, but yeah, very, very impressed with it. Cardstock wise, so there's a lot here. You have like a little tracker because there's 2 sort of main mechanics called fear and influence throughout your campaign. And as you do things, fear increases or decreases, influence again increases or decreases. It affects the rest of the journey, and it shows you who you've lopped the head off, basically. So that's like a little tracker that keeps going. Get your initiative cards, which anyone again who's played Blackstone will recognise those. You know, you've got what happens when, because they come out on the little track. Traits for the characters, various different levels, so as you progress along you can increase your traits for Blade or Executioner, Stalwart, Lawmaster, so on and so forth. So as your heroes progress they get better. We've got discovery cards, so things like that. Potion of Coagulated Vitality. I'm not sure I quite like the sound of that. The revitalising efficacy of this draft is matched only by its appalling flavour and consistency. Lovely. A hero with this treasure card can use it at any time during their activation. When it is used, roll black. For each wound or grievous wound counter on the hero's card. On a successful roll, remove the wound or grievous wound counter. So basically you can drink some vampire potion and regain your wounds. 2 of those. Screaming Bill, Fire Cask, Curse Catcher. So these are all like your little sort of extra things that you can find as you go about your missions and give you that sort of edge. Traps, and then obviously you've got Crisis come up as well, and Realm Stone, which you use to buy things, I believe, and spend on things and so on and so forth. So that's your little pack there. You've got these which are empowerments for weapons, so on and so forth. I'm not going to open those because I want to sort of come across as a bit of a surprise while I'm playing. So you've got like the Aether Sharpened Edges with so it costs 4 Realm Stone points. You'd have to buy it essentially. So well, that's to the side, and then obviously we have our enemies. So they have a normal side and then an empowered side. I believe when it's night, so they get quite substantially harder. So you've got Radkar, Gorslav, Torgilius, Watch Captain Halgrim, a Vark Skier, which is like the big monstery type thing. Kosagi Night Guard, cool. Undead Ogres with giant axes. The Virkos Bloodborne, Deadwalker Zombies, Corpse Rats, Bat Swarms, and Ulfenwatch, and they all have different behaviour tables and things they can do, and so on and so forth. So they're your sort of enemies that spawn throughout the campaign. And then we have hero cards. So they have, just like the baddies, a normal side, and then an inspired side. So as they perform their actions, whatever they need, they can actually get inspiration points and become better, basically. These little boxes are where you roll your dice for activations, and the score on those dice allows you to do things like, you know, strike with your weapon, create a death blow, and they're all slightly different. So like Jelson's got his witch hunting kit with him. Qualphis is a werewatcher basically, essentially, I think. So she can shoot with a bow and use the elven blade. Brutog's just a monster of an ogre, like smashing things up. I do like that one. Glorio Van Alten III. Yeah, a Geist Sever, fair enough. Our dwarf there, so he's got all of his abilities as well, and then you're getting on to things like your wizards at the back, so you've got like the Lore Masters, 2 of the wizards to back the party up, so to speak. So they're the cards, there's a variety of it in there, and enough to keep it sort of different on every playthrough, so to speak. So there we go, that's a look through the Warhammer Quest Curse City box, which is the new game from Games Workshop. So very excited about this. I'm itching to sort of build it and play it and so on and so forth, and there'll be plenty of games and painting and so on the channel, so do make sure you subscribe for more. And yeah, you'll see me probably get every hero killed with my appalling dice rolling as we try and liberate the city. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Do let me know what you think. Did you manage to get a copy? I hope you did. And yeah, we'll see if we can save Ulfen Khan together, eh? But yeah, thanks for watching. As always, stay safe, stay well, and as always, happy hobbying.